Hi guys, today I've decided to create this matte brown smoky eye using Urban Decay shadows, and I've added a touch of sparkle underneath. So if you'd like to see how I created this look, please stay tuned. So just to speed up the video a bit today, I've already applied my foundation and filled in my eyebrows. And if you'd like to see how I actually did that, I've done the exact same as I did in my last video, so I'll put the link to that down below. So I'm just going to get straight on and start with my eyes. So as always, to start my eyes, I'm going to apply a matte base with an eyeshadow, and that's just to ensure that my other shadows blend in nicely. So I'm going to use the Urban Decay Naked Basics palette, and I'm going to use this colour WOS, and it's just an almost white, I would say, matte shadow, and I'm just going to apply that with like a big fluffy brush all over my lid from the lashes up into the brow. Just make sure you get in all the creases. And then next up, I'm going to take from the same palette this colour Faint, which is a light brown colour, and I'm just going to buff that through the crease. So the next step I'm going to take is, using the same brush, I'm going to take from the Naked Smoky palette this colour Whiskey, which is a darkish, well, darker than the other colour, brown, and I'm just going to take, again, as I said, on the same brush, just right over where I've gone there, just to intensify that crease. Next up, on a much smaller brush, I'm going to go back to the Naked Basics palette and use this colour Crave. It's an even darker brown, almost black actually, and I'm just going to apply that on the outside corner. I'm just going to pat it on to start with so that none falls down, and then I'm going to buff it in. I always like to take a really soft, fluffy brush to blend in the edges, as it stops you getting any harsh lines, especially with this sort of soft, smoky look. You don't want to be seeing any lines around the crease. So just taking a fluffy brush, I just blended it, and this took a while, guys. Like, I was blending for a good 5 minutes. I've also taken that colour on the same brush, just on the very outside corner in the lower lash line, because I'm going to be putting glitter on as well, so I don't want to cover it up too much. So just on that very outside quarter, just a little bit, just so that it doesn't look too much of a contrast and too dark on the top and nothing on the bottom, if you know what I mean. And just buffing it in slightly so that it's not harsh line. You want it to all, do you see the way that's blended round there, so that it all comes round in the same sort of shape. So now for the eyes, I'm going back again to the Naked Smoky palette, and I'm using this colour, Dirty Sweet. It's the second one along, and it's a gold shimmery colour. And I'm going to take that on a flat eyeshadow brush. See how it's flat like that, so that it packs on the shimmer and the sparkle. So I'm just loading up the brush with that colour and then just going to pat it on this area, not going in that dark part, just on the front. And it'll just give a nice sheen to the lids. And then you can just blend in to the black, or well, dark brown with the brush from before. Yeah, that just gives like a subtle sheen, because you don't want too much, because we're going to be putting glitter underneath anyway, so you don't want it to be like glitter on the top and bottom. Now that the eyes are almost done, I'm going to take this Maybelline gel liner on a very fine liner brush. I'm just going to line the top lash line and the waterline on the inside. So I just want to apply some glitter to the lower lash line, underneath the lower lash line, and I'm going to use this glitter that I got from Topshop. It's just called Glitter Sprinkles. I think they only did it in gold or silver when I got it, and that was ages ago, so I'm not even sure if they still do it, to be honest, but I would imagine they do. And it's a very fine glitter, and it's really, really sparkly, and it actually comes with like a little you know, like a cream base to put on beforehand, and I've actually got it full of glitter, but I'm just going to apply a tiny bit of the base underneath with a very small brush. Then I'm going to dip it in and go ahead and put on the glitter. I always think it's best to apply this base because it does fall everywhere, to be honest, but once it's on it does last for ages. So I'm just applying that very lightly along the bottom lash line. Just being careful not to disturb that liner. Now I'm going to go in with the glitter, and I really like this glitter because it's not like big chunky pieces of glitter. It's like such fine, I don't want to move it in case it all falls out, but it's very finely milled, like it's just really good. And for the price as well, it really wasn't expensive at all when I got it. So I'm just going to put that on top of the base here. So I actually didn't film the last step, but all I did was apply 2 coats of Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara, and then I applied these Ardell Black Brown, I think they're called chocolate lashes, and that's it, yeah. So the next step I'm going to do is concealer and powder, and the concealer that I'm going to use is MAC Studio Finish Concealer in the colour NC15. I'm just going to apply a little bit under my eyes and on any sort of imperfections on my face. I like to just apply this with my fingers, to be honest. So I'm just going to go under the eyes, being careful of that glitter and brown that's there. Just very, very gently tapping there. Lashes hanging off. So I've just set the foundation through the centre of my face and under my eyes with the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder, and I'm now going to use Benefit's Hoola Blusher just all around my face with a large brush first, and then take this contour brush just to define the cheekbones. And just take it up into the hairline as well so that it doesn't look too strange. And a tiny bit down the centre. And now going in with that smaller brush just under here. Now for blusher, I don't really want to apply a lot, but I'm just going to take a tiny bit of this Milani powder blush in the colour Lady Rouge and just take the tiniest bit over my cheeks. And now for highlighter, I'm going to take this Makeup Revolution palette, the colour, I can open it, this colour here, it's the white one. It's white but it has like flecks of gold in it, so I'm just going to take a little bit of that across here. and just on my nose a little, and the cupid's bow. Lastly, I'm just going to take a nude lip colour, and I'm using Hue from MAC, and I'm not going to use a liner or anything, just put it straight on. So that's the first lip option, but you could also do darker, which I'll show you now. For the second lip option, I'm just going to take this Tanya Bird gloss in the colour Berry Picking, and I'm actually just going to put it straight on top of this lipstick. So that's the finished look, and I actually preferred the second option, with it being a bit more glossy and a bit more of a colour to it. So yeah, definitely prefer that one. So I hope you liked it. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, and please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time.